I'd like to thank you for joining me today. My name is Rev Dr Barry King, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about fear today. It's a powerful thing, and it affects us in so many ways. I hope you find today's podcast helpful. Thank you. I wish that I could share the feeling of being connected to spirit, connected to divine mind, the feeling of being aware that we're connected to something so amazing, so unknowable, that divine mind, divine presence fills us. It guides us, supports us. It makes me sad to know that there are so many who are afraid of divine mind, are afraid that if they don't do the right things, they'll be punished. We are here in life to grow. We are here in life to make choices, to become. Free will is really what that's all about. If we don't choose things, then what's the point? If someone else determines what our choices are, what's the value in that? A choice needs to be made from within. It needs to be genuine, affirming. We need to do the things that we feel are right, that we feel are meaningful, purposeful. There are far too many people who would tell us what we should do and shouldn't do. Control us through fear. Control us through threats of damnation, eternal hellfire. I've been called many bad things over the years. I've been called a fraud, I've been called a charlatan, I've been called a venomous tongue demon, and not because I am those things, but because people have been taught to be afraid. People cannot understand that there is something out there that we can connect to that fills us, empowers us, that brings us soul gifts, soul awareness, for we already have the gifts. I don't hate or despise those people who call me those things. I feel sad for them, for they don't know the simple truth. And that simple truth is that God, divine mind, divine presence fills us all, and that we have opportunity to connect to it. And that fear and judgment and hatefulness is not part of the spiritual path. Those qualities are part of humanness. It's limitation that they represent. We can rise above that limitation. We can become more than that. We don't need to judge people. We don't need to fix people who are different. But we do need to communicate. We do need to listen. We do need to learn. We do need to love Those are the things that we can value, that we can count on to move us forward in our lives. Selfishness and entitlement are qualities that are far too prevalent in the world we live in today. And why? Because people are afraid. They're afraid of the absence of things. They're afraid of not having things. They don't realize that they have all that they need to be joyful, happy, free, comfortable. We live in a society that thankfully allows us to rise above fear, to rise above the need for simple survival, and we can become more. So what do we do when we're faced with fear and not trusting? How do we deal with this? The first place we deal with it is within ourselves. We become someone who rejects fear and who chooses to be trustworthy. We become someone who celebrates a purposeful life, celebrates diversity. There is no need to be afraid of things we don't understand. The challenge is to learn and to grow and to understand. It is only by experiencing diversity, it is only by experiencing differences that we become enriched, that we become more. It is not that there are things to fear. It is that we are afraid of things we don't know, that we don't understand. Now, that's not to say that we shouldn't be aware of things that we can be fearful of. That doesn't mean we should walk in front of moving cars or eat things that we know aren't good for us or those kinds of things. Those things are dealt with through awareness. It is being afraid of things we don't know that haven't happened yet, that may never happen, and making our judgments on what could be and not on what is. What we don't understand is that if we live in fear of things that could happen, then we are living the very thing we are afraid of. For fear controls you. Do not create a world of limitation when you live in a world of glorious free will. If you allow loving intention to guide you, if you allow purposeful affirmation to guide you, you will be a beacon of truth, of light in the world. There have been a number of studies done over the years that look at how our intention, how our thoughts affect the world that we live in. And what these studies have found is that when groups of people meditate on love and truth, that it can affect the physical world around them. We don't live in a physical world. We live in the world of our thoughts. The world around us is an expression of our thoughts. Celebrate the beauty. Don't live in the fear. It sounds so simple. It's not, I know. But it's the path. The path we must follow is one of positive action, one of affirmation. Not doing things because we're afraid. Do things because they're right. And what is right? Right is not grounded in fear. Right is not grounded in need or neediness. Right is grounded in working for our greater good and the greater good of those around us. If we work for our greater good at the expense of those around us, then we have need to fear, for we are the problem. It is simple. A spiritual life is not complicated. Being loving is not difficult. But we can't allow fear or a need to control us. Anyway, I thank you for allowing me to share with you today. The next is a short item that celebrates the fact that you are bursting with possibilities, that you are eternal, and that you can't fail, that you're spirit. And it's both an audio and a visual. It's just a couple minutes. Item in the podcast is a short meditation called You Are Blessed. And it's a waking meditation, which means that it is both visual and audio. If you're driving a car, though, I would suggest that maybe you either pull over or skip through this section, because it is meditative and could be distracting to you. Thank you. It's a short meditation, about 5 minutes long, and I'll ask you to sit comfortably. And it's a visual meditation, so you can either close your eyes or you can watch. So now that you're sitting comfortably, I'll ask you to just take a breath. Another deep breath. Breathe in relaxation. Breathe out ease. Breathe in calmness. Breathe out disorder. Breathe. And with each breath, you relax more deeply. With each breath, you breathe in the divine presence. With each breath, you breathe in peace, tranquility, order. With each breath, you breathe in calmness, stillness. Relax. You are in control of the world around you. You are in control of your inner being. The chaos that surrounds you does not own you, does not control you. The peace within, the calmness within, the divine awareness within brings you balance, understanding, peace. Breathe. Breathe out any chaos. Breathe out any disease. Breathe in pure love, pure truth, pure divine essence. Breathe. You are blessed, filled, loved. Be at peace. Feel your connection. Feel your inner guidance. Even though you move within the physical world, even though you are part of the physical world, you do not allow its chaos to control you. You control you. You control your inner being. You control that which affects you, how it affects you. Bring joy to the world. Bring truth to the world. Feel. And in this place, in this time, you are present, centered, experiencing the absolute joy of being spirit, unencumbered, free, beautiful, infinite. Feel this in this moment and know that this is your true being, your true nature. Breathe. Breath connects you. Breath purifies you. Breathe. And as I count to 10, you will find yourself coming back to this place and this time refreshed and renewed, filled joyfully, filled peacefully, filled with awareness and connection to all that surrounds you. One 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, feeling yourself coming back. 8, aware, knowing, peace. 9, and as you come back into total consciousness, we are 10, awake, aware, alert, at peace. And now we're back. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found the information helpful and that it brings some peace and comfort into your life. I ask, if you have enjoyed it, please press the subscribe button and also like it so that I can reach more people. Right now we're going to go into a short talk about something called the white light. It is something that you can use to protect yourself from negativity and move through life freer, more comfortable. Thank you, and I hope to see you again. Bye now. And hug someone you love. Many years ago, when I started my spiritual journey and started working with spirit, I learned about something called the white light of God's protection. And when I felt unsafe or uncertain, all I needed to do was visualize this light surrounding me, enfolding me. And I would know I was surrounded by God's protection. That nothing vibrationally, energetically, could pass through this light and affect me. So today, I'd like to talk with you about the white light of protection. The white light of protection is something that Divine Mind surrounds you with, that brings you safety and protection because you asked for it and because you are loved. The light keeps you safe from negative thinking, from negative thoughts and vibrations. Remember this when you are in the midst of those who would like to frighten you. People do not always realize the effect that they have on you. They are simply unable to be anything but negative. This comes from years and generations of learning. It would be just as easy for us all to learn to be positive. It would be just as easy for us to embrace positivity. Love brings about good feelings. Good is positive. Can you see how love and positivity fit together? This is the basis of our teaching. Again, remember that the white light protects you, body, mind, and soul. Think on this light. Visualize this light surrounding you and protecting you from all negativity. And fill yourself with positivity. And be a light of your own to share in the world of chaos.